I assume you're Polish, yeah?
Sorry?
You're Polish?
No, I'm not Polish. No.
Yeah, jestem Polką. I'm Ukrainian, thank you.
Hello.
May I ask you about your book? I'm from Ukraine.
You're from Ukraine?
Yeah. What?
You are both from Ukraine.
Як тебе звати? Ліза. Ліза, вона Катя. Приємно познайомитися. Можемо потім поспілкуватися.
I'm beginning to understand some Ukrainian because I've been watching Ptachy Magyara and other videos and
No, it's just because probably the hate to the USSR just everything. That's why we're interested in it.
That's why we're here.
yes. So you're from Ukraine?
Yeah.
Tell me how is the situation in Ukraine right now?
It's really hard.
I say it gets better.
I cannot hear you.
It gets
Please speak
worse,
louder.
sorry. It gets worse every single day.
Gets worse. Worse in what way?
What way? I think probably corruption, I would say.
Corruption?
Yeah. Inside the
Oh,
government.
you're lost then.
Yeah, well, I think maybe it might be a bit controversial, I would say, but like people are stuck in between corrupt government and Russia going of them. Like people who are actually at war.
Well, this way you will lose the war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
That's what I think, because what I see from things that are happening right now, all the things that soldiers cannot even get a proper help. It's quite.
Wow, I didn't expect it was that bad.
Yeah. One of my father's friends now involved in a war, and he has to buy with his own money everything for war, like everything.
Yeah.
Gun, any clothes, everything. Like the government doesn't give anything to the people. So again, he bought everything with his own money.
Yeah, so if you want to leave, you basically have to pay yourself. And you cannot avoid the conscription.
At first I was puzzled how come the Ukrainians on one hand fight so bravely and at the same time they ordinary people try to help those guys who are caught in the street by the TCK.
Yeah.
And I thought that this is a contradiction, because if you want to win the war you need soldiers.
Yeah.
So you want to win the war and at the same time you help the deserters.
Yeah.
And then I began to understand that actually I'm not getting the Ukrainians, that Ukrainians are against any form of coercion, any form of bullying, any form of government reach, whether it's Russian or Ukrainian. The Ukrainians hate any government.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes. We don't like any government.
We don't like any government, like.
Okay, I understand this because it's a common East European theme. The Bulgarians are like this. But the problem is that only a government can defend Ukraine in a war.
Yeah.
So if you don't fight, eventually you will become part of Russia. Russia will take over.
Yeah. But I don't understand, like people are still there helping the people who are at war. They
I cannot hear you.
The people are still helping to the people who are actually at front lines and everything, but obviously ordinary person will not have the same amount of money as the government has. Like it will not be enough. Especially like people in Ukraine, yes, they constantly donating money, but imagine like corruption inside the country. The prices are rising. You don't really have much money. Like I'm speaking to a lot of people who still own business in Ukraine, and they say it's basically like really hard. Like you don't bring any money into the economy. You don't do anything.
Is Zelensky part of the corruption?
I think so. I'm not really a fan of him. I'm not really a fan of any politician that wasn't there, to be fair. Like I'm not pro-Russian. I don't like Russia at all. I don't support Putin or anything. I just do not support the way that actual government works and how it is. Like from 90s, all of the things have been, as far as like in my opinion, all of the things are just being like any sort of like a huge income just being occupied by oligarchs, and the oligarchs rule the country. And every single time they are ended up in like and the government, they just try to grab as much as they can, do as much as they can. That's my honest opinion. People who are in charge want to get more money. And just
So Ukraine didn't change. Ukraine didn't change since the beginning of the full-scale war.
Yeah, I would say even medicine. Like if you want to get a doctor, some people have to pay a bit of money, even if you're in the governmental.
Yeah, money under the table. Yeah,
hospital, yeah.
this is commonplace in Bulgaria. Yes, I understand
I think
the
it's
logic.
similar in like Bulgaria or like.
Well, it is similar and it is not, because the Bulgarians would never fight like the Ukrainians, the present-day Bulgarians. On the other hand, I was very surprised when I learned that the Bulgarian government had actually helped Ukraine. I was convinced that the Bulgarian government will never do anything. It turns out that it had helped Ukraine during the first week of the war, but they kept it a secret because Russia is so popular in Bulgaria. So they had to keep it a secret from the Bulgarian people. So, well, I thought that Ukraine had changed since 1922, since 2022, but you are telling me that it has not changed.
I mean, at the start, I think if governments acted at the start, when people were like most connected with each other, it's like when it all started, people were actually helping each other. People were like pushing, people were going into like a territorial army, which is like not an actual army. People were actually willing to fight. I think government didn't do enough. My personal opinion. At the start.
I watched this interview by this Russian guy who is one of the commanders in the drone forces. Lazar is his name. Do you know whom I'm talking about? So Lazar is his name. I only remember his first name. And he had a very strange story to tell. So he was a businessman who was living in Ukraine with Russian passport, not a Ukrainian citizen. And hello guys.
Hi.
Are you waiting for me?
Yeah.